And welcome back. For over 2 decades, our last guest has been at the forefront of strategic relationship building, elevating rising stars, and collaborating with some of the biggest names in the celebrity stratosphere. Her influence extends beyond the borders, representing a bridge between popular culture and emerging markets. We're pleased to have publicist and entrepreneur Marie Driven with us. And Marie, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me this morning. I really appreciate it.
It's an honor, and to tell us a little bit about your work because you do the high level celebrity, but then also you work with the independent artists as well. And so for you, public relations is like life.
It definitely is life. These people become your family, at the end of the day. Some you might say are sisters, brothers. But yeah, I work with High Level, and the name of the company is called Playbook MG. I work with High Level and I work with emerging artists. The reason why I work with emerging artists is because it's hard for them to have their own voice. And being that I've been doing this for a long time, um, I want to pave the way for them. It's not as easy as it is to work with a well-known celebrity because I could just make a call and it's like, okay, yeah, they're on the show. But with emerging artists, it's a more, I want to say, complicated situation. It's about building them first, helping them understand that people need to know who you are. We need to know your story. So in order for them to know your story, we have to tell it, and that's what we've been doing for years. We've been telling these emerging artist stories for years. Trying to get them out there. A lot of them have great stories. It's just they don't have a budget or they don't have the access to get to the right people. So that's why we open the doors for them so we can help them get to their best them.
And for yourself, I mean, it's been an evolution of sorts, right? You've gone and you've graduated into this level now where you're able to do both. Talk to us about your evolution and how you were able to do this.
Um, it was being a salesperson. I was a salesperson first. I used to work for Mark Echo G Unit in my early 20s, and it allowed me to, understand the sales market. I worked with different brands, from low tier to high tier, just like with the music world, right? Or in the entertainment industry, shall I say? You learn from different facets of life. So being a salesperson, I learned, okay, if I can sell some of these items that I wouldn't even buy personally, I'm sorry. And this is not even with Mark Echoes, like other brands I worked with that wasn't on that level, then I can sell. So I look at public relations as sales, to honestly tell you the truth, because I have to sell the client to the media. I have to sell them to the journalists. It's just what it is. So I'm still a salesperson to this day. That's how I
There,
have to view myself.
yeah, I mean, listen, you have to sell because on the other side, somebody has to buy into the person that you're actually representing. Talk to us about the people that you represented, some of the big name clients, who they've been.
I worked with Spice, Mr. Vegas. I worked with Papoose, DJ Magic. Um, I worked with like several people, and if you're talking about the Caribbean culture, I basically touched it. The QQs of the world, um, Moyens, and I mean, it's just so much. Junior Reed, uh, Sham, Movado, Sarani. I done work with like all of them, and Ricky Blaze. The reason why I touched the Caribbean community is because when it comes to pop culture and hip hop, it's a little bit more easier to get them in front of the scene. When it comes to the Caribbean artists, yes, you may know them, you sing their music, but you don't know the face. So my story was to tell the story of who is behind this artist. And that's why, I started really connecting with the Caribbean culture because I felt like there was a gap between, you know, what people who people know and what they sing. And I felt like, okay, it's time to bridge that gap. Yes, I work with business owners. I have a company called Supplement that actually did the network a couple of months ago. A black-owned insulated water bottle. I work with like several brands. I work with record labels as well. Um, but my baby passion was always the Caribbean culture because I felt like there was a gap of understanding and communication. And Playbook MG, we actually did that. we
Yeah.
we fused the gap together, and we're still doing it till this day.
You know, one of the things you talk about in this industry is having a cultural awareness because, as you talk about representing the Caribbean and also other cultures, PR firms have to have that kind of cultural awareness. How have you built that into your work, and how's that paid off for you?
You know what's crazy about it? Once I do the introduction, it's a no-brainer, right? Earlier this year I had Patrice Roberts. Patrice Roberts, it's a soca artist. To me, she is the next one up. And I had the opportunity, to get her on stuff like the Grammy.com and all these things that, they wouldn't even know, about they know about the artist, but they don't know about the artist, if you understand what I'm saying. Like they heard the music because she was the one that had Drink Water and My Business, which was the big thing during the pandemic. Like you had Jada Pinkett Smith, you had Kelly Rowland, everybody singing the song, but they just did not know who the person was. I kind of felt like that. And once you start putting the face behind the brand and, everything together, and then you start saying, oh, cool, okay, great. All right. You know, so and then on top of that, it's all about KPIs, right? If the artist got the numbers, who's gonna say no? Only thing is if the artist's brand reputation is not where it needs to be, and that's the only thing. But other than that, it's just merging them together because it's a Caribbean. I say Caribbean culture all the way through because a lot of people, and like I said, I was telling somebody this in an interview the other day. There's a lot of us that's in the media world that are actually Caribbean. It's crazy because when you look at it, we're everywhere. Sometimes people don't know how to merge the two, right? So
Interesting.
it's about merging.
And I want to talk for a second about you, and I want to talk about the Caribbean culture in a second. But I also want to talk about you for a second because somebody's out there watching and say, "Listen, I like her. What I see, she's got the goods in terms of the clientele. She's got people that really she can put on." For somebody who wants to do this, give me some insight as to how do they get a career in public relations? What are some of the things they need to know to follow them, like blaze the trail like you've done?
Um, I think that you need. I always say hustle. You have to want to do this. You have to love people too. You can't just come in here for a paycheck because it's not going to work for you. You have to come in here understanding that this is what you want to do. You want to connect with people. You want to change lives. When I came in here, I wanted to change lives. That was my main goal. I didn't even look for a paycheck. I was like, you know what? I see there's a gap missing, and I want to make sure that I'm the one that changed it. And when you look at the Caribbean culture, if you look at Caribbean artists, you can go to Playbook and you'll see, okay, yeah, Marie Driven, they're gonna come to me. Like people recommend me all the time. There's artists I never met and I worked with. I just recently came back from Jamaica and I met some of my clients that I never seen in Jamaica. I called them up. I'm like, I'm here. Hey, let's meet up. I want to see your face. So, you have to have drive. You have to have passion. You cannot give up. You can't take no for an answer. You have to find a way to kick that door down. Yes, it's going to be painful. Might hurt your gut when you hear no, but that's only supposed to make you stronger so you can get that yes. And that's what I've been doing for years. And also work with a company and a team that has your back. Like my team has my back. I'm happy to have like a Gene Jones and a Sarah and PG and all the people that's on my team, Jason. I love, having a team that sees my vision and wants to help with that vision and bring it to light. So have good people around you and have that mentality of I'm going in to win and don't let nobody tell you no.
Yeah. Marie Driven, we got to leave it there, but I want to thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on a great career so far and the work that you continue to do to put people out there. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me.
All righty.